I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. It is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. That link is below in the video description, and you can submit your work there. Today's submission comes from artist Kaela McCoy. She has painted this tiger in acrylics. One of my favorite things to me about this piece is that you shaded the eye. You've got the upper section of the eye darker than the bottom section, which makes it look more three-dimensional. That's something that a lot of artists miss, and you did a great job there. I also love that you did not draw your butterflies in the same exact shape. You've got two different angles there, which makes it much more interesting, and the combination is a lot of fun. Taking a look at a few things we can adjust to improve on this even more. First, I suspect the color of this painting is not actually yellow, but that's the lighting that you took it in. Make sure that you get a better photo of your work. If you take a photo of something that should be white and it's coming out yellow, take a photo in another location. You can also do some adjusting with your camera, but the easiest thing is just to take it in a better location. Here, I photoshopped it to what I think probably it looks like, so we'll look at that. So the drawing itself, I don't have your reference photo, but I can tell you that there are definitely some issues with the foundation drawing. It's not completely accurate. So you definitely want to slow down, take some time, make sure that your drawing is perfect before you start, because once you start painting, it's not going to get better. It's actually going to get harder. If you know that your drawing is completely accurate, that is going to make your job a lot easier once you do start in with the paint. Next, let's look at the shape of the eyes. Again, don't have your reference photo, but anytime you're drawing eyes are always going to be round. They're balls. So you want to make sure that you reflect that in your work. Unless an animal is squinting, that would be different, but that's not what's happening here. Right now you've got the eyes. A lot of people will try to follow like a cat-shaped eye, especially when drawing big cats. It's not accurate. Round that out. Look at what a difference it makes when I round off the edge. I just took the dark and rounded that out so that they're now round instead of oval. It makes them have a much more realistic look, a more realistic shape. It's easy to accidentally make the eyes look like they're egg-shaped within the head, which is definitely not what we want. Moving on to the fur. You want to make sure when you draw fur that you're not trying to draw every single brush stroke, every single hair. You also want to make sure that it's not too uniform, and that is what's happening here. You did a great job in making sure that the fur looked very short on the bridge of the nose, but everywhere else it's almost the exact same length. You've actually also done a really good job making sure the fur is going in the right direction. You followed whatever your reference photo was there, I can tell. But what probably happened is you did a few brush strokes, thought, wow, this looks awesome. So you made all the brush strokes the same. You've got to get the variation in there. That is really, really important. And the funny thing is, I think you made a lot more work for yourself than you needed to. When you're going for realism, when you want it to look realistic, sometimes less brush strokes is better. Let's take a look at this tiger. Look at the brush strokes. I guarantee you I spent way less time than you did on this, but it has a more natural feel. I switched between parts where I was using a filbert brush, parts where I was using a round brush, and parts where I was using a liner brush just for the edges. But 3 brushes at least. I may have used a few more, but those would be the main 3 that I would do this with. Some of the brush strokes are much, much thicker, where the hair is clumped together, whereas some are thinner. I've got a lot of variation in there, and that's a big, big deal. Next, look at the shading. You don't have a lot of shading on yours. Everything is kind of all solid one color, so you don't have any depth. If you want to make it look more realistic, which is what you said in your submission, you want to make sure that you've got depth. Get the shading in there. And in this case, with a white tiger, he's going to be picking up the colors from the background. You've got this bluish purple background that would reflect onto the white. You'd have so many shadows. Very, very little would be actual white. If you look at my sample, well, yes, this is not a white tiger. Look at the white areas on him, though. There are only a couple spots on him that are really white. The rest are the grays and that bluish gray color from the background. Very little in your piece when you're drawing a white animal will actually be white. It's all going to be the shadows of whatever the background is around him. One of the things that I like so much about this is I can see you've got patience. The way that you've done the fur, you've got the patience to get it even more realistic. You've got to slow down even more and really look at your reference photo. I think that's really where the biggest improvement will come, is when you spend more time looking at the reference photo and not do so much with it. I made 2 brush strokes and those are perfect, so I'm going to make all of them look the same. Look at the reference photo. Notice your variations. Work upside down if you need to. That helps a lot. But you are off to a great start. I love the concept here. I love the combination of animals and butterflies. Really nice painting. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, our Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs each weekend. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys tomorrow.